Hi, so the weather's gone a bit chilly this week, which is perfect comfort food eating in my book, things like chilies and bolognese for the kids. So I made a little video all about cooking with mince for kids, and these are by no means groundbreaking recipes in any way. They're really simple steps, but what I wanted to convey was that whether you're making a bolognese or a chili or a shepherd's pie, the steps are all going to be exactly the same, so they are perfect candidates for batch cooking. So if I'm making one, I'll normally have 2 or 3 pots on the go and make others at the same time. So by that I mean a chili is going to start exactly the same way as a shepherd's pie. You're just going to add different spices to it and some beans towards the end. They're all going to start with some fried onion, maybe some grated carrot to hide some veg for the kids. You're going to brown your mince off. You're going to then add some liquids. That might be stock, it might be passata, it might be beans in chili sauce. And then you're going to cook them down. And when it comes to family cooking, what I would always tend to do is to cook something really nice and basic that the kids are going to like. And then you can spice it up for adults by making something like a nice spicy salsa to go on the side, or a pesto that you can add to it to add a bit more interest. And so something like a chili is perfect because you can put it in wraps and have it like burritos or tacos. You can shove it on a jacket potato. You can serve it with rice. It's a real winner. And these are all dishes that will freeze, so you can batch cook and freeze if you've got space in your freezer, or they'll sit in the fridge for a few days. So they're ideal if you are trying to homeschool kids and juggle work and kids and household, or at the weekend you just need a break and you want something that's easy to make ahead and throw in. So have a look at the video, hopefully give you some ideas of what you can cook together to make life a little bit easier for you. Have a go and let me know how you get on.
Place a couple of tablespoons of oil in a heavy based pan and add a diced onion and a grated carrot. Fry them over a low heat until the onion goes soft and translucent. I'm using grated rather than diced carrot here so that it disappears into the sauce as it cooks, as one of my children refuses to eat veg at the moment. You can add other veg such as chopped celery or mushrooms or peppers if you want to do a chili. Add the mince and turn up the heat. Use a fork or a spoon to break up the mince into small pieces as you don't want big lumps. I also add a tablespoon of water to the pan as the steam helps to break up the mince. I'm using a beef mince here, so this would be the base of a simple ragu, chili or cottage pie, but if you wanted to make a shepherd's pie, just use lamb mince instead of beef. Cook the mince until it is browned and broken into small pieces. At this point you can add any seasoning. At its most basic you could just add some crushed garlic. You can also add a tablespoon of tomato puree and things like a pinch of dried herbs at this stage. If you want to add wine, add half a glass at this stage and simmer it down until it disappears. You can then add your liquid. This might be a jar of passata for a simple ragu, some beef or lamb stock for a cottage or shepherd's pie, or to make a basic chili, a tin of kidney beans and chili sauce and a tin of tomatoes. Season your sauce at this stage, so add some salt and pepper if you want to. If you've added a tin of tomatoes or spice for a chili, you might also want to add half a teaspoon of sugar to balance out any acidity. Top up the dish with water or stock so that it's just covered with liquid. I tend to just rinse out the tomato jar and pour some of that water back in. Then simmer the sauce for an hour or 2. You can do this over a low heat on the hob, or you can put it in an oven on about 160. I tend to do it on the hob because I think it gives better results. Keep an eye on it, giving it an occasional stir, and top it up with a splash of water if it's starting to look a bit dry. Your sauce will be cooked when it's thick, glossy and reduced. You can make a massive batch as it freezes really well. Just cool and separate into individual containers.